When I started my Etsy shop 8 years ago, I uploaded one listing with a bad title and a low quality photo. And then I sat back and I hoped for the best. And today, after over 26,000 sales and over $1.7 million later, I wanted to break down 25 brutal truths about growing an Etsy shop that I wished I had learned a lot sooner. The first one is you have to choose your customer first and then build the product mix around them. You really have to reverse engineer the outcome you want. Because if you want consistent income, then you'd better sell to customers that have consistent spending habits. And gone are the days of just picking products and hoping that someone wants them. That type of growth will be so slow that most people would just quit Etsy with that strategy. So choose your customer and then choose the product second. The second lesson is do not worry about copycats. People put way too much energy into their copycats. And the truth is, when you are successful at anything, people will copy you. But the people who copy you will never win because their business model of chasing success, that has no longevity. They just watch for bestsellers and they try to ride their coattails. Losers will always try to copy your success, but they will never be as good. And this is because their entire focus is being reactive to someone else's business. I had someone I know copy my Etsy products pretty early on. They never saw the same type of success because they were focusing on reacting to my business instead of being proactive in their own. Now, the third lesson, this is a good one, okay? Reply to angry messages with an auto reply like message. Now, even if you don't have an auto reply on, this is a really good strategy for working with really crazy people. They want to be heard, but they also need to cool off. So my best recommendation is to reply to them in a way that comes across as an auto reply, and then it will buy you just a little bit of time for them to cool off and come to their senses. So this could be something like, thank you for reaching out. We really care about our customers. We are busy in the shop and we will be in touch with you as soon as possible. And then give them a minute to cool off before replying. And you might think, why would you reply at all? Well, Etsy will ding you if you don't reply at all. So we want to make sure we stay in good standing. All right, now the fourth tip is to invest in a professional photo shoot. Now, I recommend this because photography has one of the longest learning curves. So this will save you a lot of time and help you get results faster. Also, elevated branding and elevated photos will allow you to charge more and it will make you instantly more competitive. This is like the fastest way to increase your value proposition, your photo and your price, that combination. You can only do so much with your price, right? How can you compete with your price besides lowering it? But with your photos, there's so many ways to compete and having a professional photo shoot is really worth it. Now, the fifth lesson is once you master your traffic, master your conversion rate next. So many shops I've worked with, especially larger shops that are doing over $100,000 a month, they're so focused on traffic and sales that they're missing that lever of conversion rate. And your conversion rate is such a strong lever because incremental changes, even like 0.5%, it really compounds because of the traffic you already have momentum with. So do not make this mistake that so many big shops make where you're just focused on traffic and sales. We have to focus on mastering traffic and then mastering your conversion rate, and that will lead to mastering sales. Now, the sixth lesson is to start Pinterest on day one of publishing your listings because over time, Pinterest could be driving most of the volume of traffic to your Etsy shop. For me, I actually found Pinterest drove almost more traffic than Etsy itself, and it was completely free. Now, the best part with Pinterest, you're driving traffic directly to your listings, which means you're not sitting side by side other people in search results, and you are literally driving them to the only option they're seeing. Number 7 is to never look on Etsy for your product ideas. Now, I'll say it really pays to be out there in pop culture to understand what is relevant and what trends are coming out next that haven't made it to Etsy yet. So remember, almost like just ingrain this into your brain. Etsy is 6 to 8 months late on trends. So if you're coming to Etsy to look for trends, right, you're way too late by the time you're finding those trends on Etsy. So when you're looking for product ideas, look everywhere except for Etsy. Number 8, do not underestimate the power of repositioning your product. Now, what I mean by this, I had 2 products, okay, floral letters and floral mobiles. And these 2 products created about 200 listings in my shop that were positioned all for different types of customers. This strategy was instrumental to me scaling efficiently with organic methods and no ads. I could sell the same things to many different types of customers at many different stages of their life. So it's the same product serving so many people, but it's positioned perfectly for each one. Now, number 9 is remembering that extreme success success will take a season of extreme pain. Now, most people don't have enough mental toughness and stamina and grit to push through that pain that is required to get to extreme success. A lot of you know that growth will only happen when you're uncomfortable. And the more uncomfortable you are, the more you will grow. So discomfort, it's pain. It's a version of pain. It comes at a cost. That is also why you'll see people who are very successful who might not be the smartest people in the room, but maybe it's that they have the most grit, and maybe it's that they are the most mentally tough. All right, the 10th lesson is focusing on your customers instead of niches for the most long-term profitability. Now, people will tell you niche down. What do they say? Riches are in the niches. And I would say the riches are with the richest customers. And that is why we want to sell to them. Because if you can sell to people with consistent spending habits, then your income will be consistent. And I have seen that time and time again. A niche or a niche, it does not guarantee that there is a profitable customer behind that niche. You might think, I'm going to sell pet products. What about the people who go to Walmart and they buy the cheapest dog food on the shelf? Not every pet owner is a profitable customer, but we don't want just a blanket niche. Instead, we want to focus on the specific customers to target and then serve them in many areas of their life. The 11th thing is to batch your orders and model your production like a car factory. I'm talking about an assembly line for work and production and packaging for maximum efficiency. So when you're thinking about production, remember, the more simple, the more profitable. And batch every product type, batch every step. And when you're training people, train people in this way as well, and just plug them into the assembly line. I swear this works amazing for efficiency and getting people really up to speed on specific tasks, and then one by one adding one new task. Number 12 is to always look at how you can use your current inventory in new ways to increase your sell-through in turn and allow for better economies of scale when you're purchasing. So this is if you have physical products. You want to think, how can I take this thing and package it in a new way and sell it to a new customer? You really should be focused on your cash flow, which that sell-through percentage, how quickly you sell through your product, that is really important. So this is a metric you need to pay attention to. And packaging the inventory new ways will increase that sell-through percentage. The next thing is to use over 50% of your trips for work-related things, including your travel days, in order to get great tax benefits. Ask your CPA about this one. I'm not a CPA, but it's something that you should know about and definitely ask. Number 14, know your dollar per hour wage on every single product. And this will give you complete vision over what to prioritize, what to outsource, and what to scale. If you do not know your dollar per hour wage for each product type, you simply will not grow your shop in a healthy way. The 15th thing, stop being so scared to try something new. Find someone who has done what you want to do and just learn everything you can from them. It does not have to be scary to try something new. It's intimidating because you have no idea what you're doing. And that's simply why you find someone who's done it successfully and maybe has taught other people, and then learn everything you can from them. Number 16 is to be an extremist or obsessive until you are successful. Some people will think this is an unhealthy trait, but this trait will also make you very successful. And their common sense will stop them from going beyond the point that most people would give up. We say pedal to the metal, all gas, no brakes. Just like my sign here, it says never, never, never give up. And this mentality will make you more successful than most people. You tell yourself, I'm going to keep going, even though every other person would be giving up right now. Number 17, long tail keywords are a science, and I consider it a required subject to study and understand. If you think you understand SEO and your traffic is poor, then I would say you don't understand it. So long tail keywords, it's a science, required subject to study. Number 18, your opinion doesn't matter. Your customers does. It doesn't matter if you think your designs are good. It doesn't matter if you think your pricing is fair. What matters is what your customer thinks. And that is why product market fit is everything. You have to put your product in front of the right people that you want to sell to and get their opinion on the style and the price. If you don't do this, you will grow 100 times slower. Number 19, do not forget to price to accommodate Etsy fees with offsite ads if Google SEO is a big strategy of yours, because you don't want to accidentally be losing money. Many of you know if offsite ads is driving a lot of traffic. And if you're in our program, maybe one of the strategies we're working on with you is Google SEO to drive more traffic. Always price price your products to accommodate that if you are using that strategy. You do not want to be accidentally losing money. Number 20, an S Corp makes a whole lot of sense if you're over $80,000 in profit per year. I'm not a CPA, but I can say from experience, it makes a lot of sense. All right, number 21, LLCs in Nevada and Delaware are a great idea. So consider an out-of-state LLC. Do not be nervous about that. Consider it and ask your CPA. Number 22, watch 2 to 3 competitors that rank alongside you in search results and ensure that you are always outpacing their daily order volume. I'm talking about the number under their shop name. I'm not talking about alleged revenue. We want to outpace their order volume because order velocity, it really impacts how your new listings will rank. All right, number 23, do not use tools like EverBee to decide what to sell or tools like eRank to choose your keywords. This data is often from a third party and provides estimates, so it will all vary. You'll notice the data will vary across these platforms. So only make decisions from clear data that comes directly from Etsy. Number 24, loss leaders are essential. Do not launch a shop without loss leaders. If your sales are slow, add in loss leaders. You really need some listings that are focused on getting customers in the door. It's almost like a lead magnet, right? Something that will provide an incredible experience at a great value. If you need help with loss leader ideas, just reach out to us. And number 25, this is controversial, but it's something I can speak to very well. Build your shop to be a sellable asset. Build the brand. This will give you great options as a business owner, even if you don't want to exercise those options. You cannot sell an Etsy shop. However, you can sell your brand and accounts on other platforms as well as your website. If you know my story and if you've watched my videos, you will know that I actually sold our brand to one of our clients this past fall. And this was such a great fit. And building your shop and your brand to be a sellable asset, it will give you great options as a business owner, even if you never use those options. And if you want to know, okay, what does it take to create a sellable asset? And if you'd like my full game plan to making $10,000 a month, definitely go check out this next video, which we will put right here.